Hi friends, this is Rika. Welcome to this class. This class is about the element water. The element water stands for fertility, it stands for movement, it can be sweet, it can be salty, it can be warm, cold, it can be fluid, it can be liquid, it can be solid, it can be gas. So there are a lot of attributes that you can connect to water. Today we're going to focus on our womb, on our sacral chakra, opening our hips, opening our heart as well. And get some fluid movement into this flow. So we start this flow in a supine pose with 2 blocks. So if you have 2 blocks handy, otherwise you can take 2 books. We place them like a T behind us. So the first block is long, the second one is on the short side. And then we come on the block with the middle of our back, or with the upper part of our back and with our back of the head. You can take your legs either straight to the front or in a butterfly pose. So I recommend to do the butterfly legs, as this opens up our sacral chakra even more. Our hips are really open here. If this is too tight still, then you can take your hands underneath to support a little bit. Or maybe you have 2 more blocks to place them underneath, or some pillows. Your hands come onto your tummy. And then you take a few breaths here, tuning into your body. Feel your breath moving underneath your hands. Your belly is going up and down with every in and exhalation. And then I invite you to take a deep, slow breath all the way through your nostrils into your belly. And exhale out your belly, out your nostrils. Again, inhale slow and deep through your nose, into your belly. And out your belly, out your nostrils. Inhale to your belly. Exhale out your belly. Inhale into your belly. And exhale out your belly. Again, like this, inhale through your belly. Try to take some deep, slow breaths. And exhale as slow and deep again. And with your next inhale, breathe into your belly and into your ribcage. Out your ribcage and out your belly. Again, like this. Inhale belly, ribcage. Exhale ribcage, belly. Try to breathe equal amounts into your belly and into your ribcage. And exhale equal amounts out your ribcage, out your belly. One more like this. And with your next inhale, breathe into your belly, into your ribcage, and into your chest. out your chest, out your rib cage, and out your belly. Again, inhale belly, inhale rib cage, inhale chest, exhale chest, rib cage, belly. Keep breathing like this. And try to again take equal amounts into your belly and rib cage and into your chest. And equal amounts out your chest, rib cage, and belly. Maybe you can put all of these three parts together in one big wave and feel your body moving like a wave up and down. Feel free to add your Ujjayi breath, which is the restriction of the back of your throat. So if you restrict the back of your throat, it will make a sound, which will sound like breaking waves. Additionally, it will slow down your breathing, so you can use this restriction of your throat throughout the practice. Anytime you're in a pose, try to use it to slow down. Breathe steadily, slowly. One more like this. And with your next exhale, release your breath. Keep breathing in your natural rhythm. You can keep the restriction in your throat if you want to. You can also release it. And any time you think about it, try to use it during your practice. Bring your hands underneath your thighs, if you had them open, and then guide them together. Maybe take your feet mat width apart. Let your knees fall inward. Or close your hips here. And then you can slowly start to remove your blocks from underneath you. And take a few breaths on your back. Releasing your hips, releasing your chest. Guide your knees towards your chest. And start to roll up into a seated posture. You can take a few rolls to massage your spine here. And then when you're ready, just come into a seated posture. Maybe you want to take your feet again together, the soles of your feet together into Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose, or you can also take them into easy pose or whichever comfortable seated position you want to choose today. With your inhale, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Maybe you look up. And with your exhale, guide them back down. 2 more like this. Inhale up. And exhale back down. 1 more. Inhale up. And exhale back down. Take your hands onto your knees and start to draw some circles with your upper body. So move through the right all the way to the front and to the left and to the back, rounding your back. Move with your breath, inhaling to the front and exhaling towards the back. Do it in your own pace or a few times. Where you feel your hips opening, feel your chest opening. Feel the movement in your upper body and in your hips. And then change the direction through the front, right, back, left, and back to the front. Do some very big, nice circles here. Feeling into your body, maybe you want to close your eyes for that. And then start to make smaller circles until they get so small that you can barely see them. You can only feel it. Try to bring your spine onto your pelvic floor. So your circles get so small that you're only trying to find the right spot where your spine meets your pelvic floor, the root of your spine. And then find stillness, take a breath here. And with your next inhale, you can open your eyes if you had them closed and move into your Balasana, child's pose. Now sit back onto your heels, take your knees wide so they're mat width apart, your hands are towards the front. Take a few breaths here, feeling the breath in the back of your body. Have long arms, maybe come onto your fingertips to keep them engaged. And then with your inhale, start walking towards the right. Your left hand comes on top of your right hand. You bend to the right side, really opening the left side of your body here. Maybe you can ground your head again, maybe not. Wherever you are, enjoy this little twist. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, walk towards the other side, placing your right hand on top of your left hand, maybe grounding your forehead, opening up the right side of your body. Feel into the side of your body with your breath, opening with every inhale, and maybe moving a little bit deeper with your exhale. Inhale, come back to center. Take one breath here. And then lower your elbows onto the mat so that your forearms are onto the mat. Look to the front and then scoop towards the front so that you're on your hands in baby cobra. Bring your knees back together, your feet back together. And then exhale. Come all the way back down into Balasana. Inhale, move towards the front. Be as low as you can on the mat. Inhale up, look up, chest up. Exhale, move towards your heels. Inhale to the front. And exhale back. Again, try to use your whole breath for the movement. So be slow here and a slow going back. Having one fluid movement. And then maybe tuck your toes under with your next exhale. Come all the way into your downward facing dog. Keep moving here in any circle that you want and any movement that you want. Maybe you want to do the up dog. Maybe you want to do the Phalakasana, high plank. Maybe you want to move your knees up and down, bending your knees and looking to the side, twisting. Do whatever your body needs right now. You don't have to do the little body waves here. You can do whatever feels good for your body. But if you do the body waves, then use your breath again to guide you. Inhaling to the front and exhaling back up. And then slowly find stillness. Adjust your dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lifting through the pelvis all the way up towards the ceiling. With your inhale, reach your right leg up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, bend your knee and draw some circles, opening up your hip here. Keep your shoulders squared, your fingertips pressing into the mat, and then change the direction. Extend your leg back up, three-legged dog, Ekapada, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale here, and exhale, knee to nose. Inhale up, exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale up, exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale up, exhale, knee to nose, step in between your hands. Really lift through the core to step in between your hands. And then inhale, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Stay here for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, hands to underneath your shoulders, knee to mat, untuck your toe. And then move into Anjaneyasana, low lunge, hands on your knee. Inhale here, lifting your chest. And then exhale, straighten your front leg, flex your foot, and come into Adha Hanumanasana, half split. Inhale, come to the front. Maybe leave your hands where they are, lifting your chest up. And then exhale to the back. Inhale, front. And exhale to the back. Inhale, front. And exhale to the back. One more, inhale, front. Stay here, tuck your toes under, lift your knee up towards the ceiling, and then place your hands underneath your shoulders again. Lift up your knee, your shin, and then place your shin onto the mat, your knee towards your right hand into Adha Kapotasana. Have pigeon pose. Stay here with your arms to the sides or with your arms up for 3, Keep your core engaged. 2, 1. And lower over your thigh into a forward fold. You can take your hands underneath your forehead or your forehead onto the mat, maybe reaching your arms towards the front. Breathe here. Keep your hips squared. Inhale, come back to center. Place your hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your back toes under, and then step all the way back into your downward facing dog. Maybe you need to adjust your dog a little bit. And then breathe here for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Bend your knee with your exhale, and then draw some circles here. Opening up your hip on this side, square your shoulders. Keep your shoulders away from your ears, and change direction. And extend your leg back towards the ceiling. Inhale here. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to nose. Lift your knee up and then step in between your hands. Lift your arms towards the ceiling. Stay here for 3. Really strong legs. 2. Engage your core. 1. And then exhale, lower your hands, lower your back knee, untuck your toes. Come into Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Inhale here. And then exhale, hands underneath your shoulders, move back. Straighten your left leg, flex your feet. Hips go towards the back of the mat, Adha Hanumanasana. Inhale to the front. Exhale back. Inhale to the front. Exhale back. Inhale to the front. Exhale back. Inhale to the front. And one last exhale back. Inhale to the front. Tuck your toes under. Lift your back leg up. Place your hands underneath your shoulders and then lift your foot up off the mat. Your shin comes onto the mat. Your knee towards your left wrist. Untuck your back toes. Lift your arms up into Adha Kapotasana. Stay here, reaching towards the ceiling or your arms by your sides for balance. For 2, 1. And fold over your thigh, maybe hands underneath your forehead or arms reaching to the front, forehead on the mat. Square your hips. Inhale, walk your hands back towards your upper body. Place them underneath your shoulders. Tuck your back toes under and then lift your leg up into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Maybe you need to walk a little bit towards the center of your mat with your down dog and then take a few breaths here. With your next exhale, start to lower your knees towards your mat. Maybe hold here for 3, 2, 1. And again, 3, 2, 1. And lower down, untuck your toes, and stay here in your tabletop position. Make sure that your hands are underneath your wrists, your hips are or above your knees underneath hips. And then we come into a tiger pose, so lift your right leg up, lift your left arm up. Both are parallel to the mat. Bend your back knee, and then reach for your foot with your left hand. Can stay here, or you keep pressing into your hand to lift your chest a little bit more. And with your next exhale, slowly release. Hold here for 3, 2, 1, and release. We do the same on the other side, so lift your left leg up, right arm up, bend your left knee, and then grab your left foot with your right hand, maybe pressing into the hand to open up your chest a little bit more. Exhale, slowly release. Stay here for 3, 2, 1, and release onto the mat. Come seated on your heels into Balasana, child's pose. Arms engaged, fingertips on the mat, pressing into the mat. Maybe you feel your breath moving your body, the back of your body up and down. Maybe you want to try to use the Ujjayi breath, restriction of your throat, and maybe even the 3-part breath, so the breath we did in the beginning, breathing into your belly, ribs, and chest, and feel how it is different when your front body is compressed. One more breath here. And place your hands back onto the mat. Bring your elbows onto the mat. We do the little flow from the beginning, so scoop forward as low as you can on the mat. Come into baby cobra. Exhale, child's pose, Balasana. Inhale to the front. And exhale towards the back. Do this in your own pace for a few times. And then again, start lifting up into your downward facing dog. So tuck your toes under and then lift up in your down dog. Maybe doing the waves here. And then slowly find stillness again in your downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Bend your knee, bring it towards your nose. Step in between your hands. Lower down into Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Stay here, reaching your arms up. Maybe interlacing your fingers into a peaceful gun, and then bend towards the back. Either lower your neck or keep it straight, whatever is comfortable today. And then exhale, release. Come into your Adha Hanumanasana, half split. Maybe walk your hands towards the front. And try to release your torso all the way onto your right leg. Maybe look towards your knee. Maybe your forehead touches your knee. And then exhale, come towards the front. And then inhale, come towards the front. Tuck your toes under. Place your hands underneath your shoulders and lift your knee off the mat again, or your foot. Your knee comes towards your right wrist, your shin onto the mat, into Adha Kapotasana. Have pigeon pose. Keep your arms this time to your sides, so right beside your mat. And then see that your left leg is straight towards the back. Start lifting up towards your buttocks. So your heel comes towards your buttocks. Lower back down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Move as slowly as you can with your breath. And then exhale, come back down and release over your thigh into a forward fold. Release your tummy all the way onto your thigh, but be aware that your hips stay squared. With your inhale, come back onto your hands. And then lift your knee up and all the way back into your downward facing dog. Take some breaths here. And then inhale, reach your left leg up, bend your knee and bring it towards your nose. Lift your upper body and step in between your hands. Lower your back knee, untuck your toes into Anjaneyasana. Place your hands onto your knee or reach them up towards the ceiling, interlacing your hands. And then maybe doing a slight back bend here, looking up or to the front. Exhale, lower your arms onto the mat, straighten your front leg, and come into Adha Hanumanasana. Walk your fingertips towards the front, bring your torso onto your thigh, maybe your forehead. Inhale, come back to the front. Place your hands onto your mat, tuck your back toes under, and then lift your foot off the mat. Your knee comes towards your left wrist, your shin on the mat, and tuck your back toes. Bring your hands onto the outside of your mat. See that your back leg is straight, and then start lifting up your shin. Your heel comes to your buttocks. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Try to move as less as possible with your other part of the body. So you're really using your thigh muscle here to bring your heel towards your buttocks. One last. Exhale, slowly lower and lower yourself over your thigh into a forward fold. Use your Ujjayi breath to guide you. And then inhale, come up onto your hands again, tuck your back toes under, and step back into your downward facing dog. With your exhale, release your knees onto the mat and come all the way into your child's pose. Take 3 breaths here. Inhale, come back towards the front, into a tabletop position, and then guide your right leg up, your left arm up parallel to the mat again. Bend your back foot and grab your foot with your left hand, reaching arm and foot towards the ceiling. Your chest lifts up. Try to engage your core here. And then exhale, release. Stay here for 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. And now release. Do the same on the other side. So inhale, left leg up, right arm up. Bend your back knee and then grab your foot with your right hand, lifting up towards the ceiling with your leg, with your arm, lifting your chest to the side, core engaged. And then exhale, slowly release. Stay here for 3, 2, 1. And as on the other side again, 3, 2, 1. And slowly lower. Come back into your child's pose. 1 breath here. Lower your elbows on the mat and then shift to the front into baby cobra. Exhale back. 1 more, inhale to the front. And exhale, tuck your toes under, come all the way into your downward facing dog. This time, stay directly here in stillness. Lift your right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Bring your knee directly towards your wrist, your shin onto the mat, into your half pigeon pose. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, lower to the front. Stay here for 3, 2, 1. Walk your hands back up. Stay here and then bend your back foot again or back knee again. Maybe you can grab your foot with your left hand. So left foot, left hand. If that's very easy, then bring your left foot into your elbow mold. If that is also very easy, then you can take your right arm and reach towards the back. Your right elbow is on the side of your head. You look towards the front. Stay here. Maybe use your Ujjayi breath for 3, 2, 1. Release. Slowly release. And again, come into your forward fold for just a breath here. And then come up onto your hands, tuck your toes under and step into your downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. This time, bring your knee towards your left wrist immediately, shin on the mat, untuck your back toes. Reach your arms up and fold over your thigh. Stay here for 3, 2, square your hips, 1, and then come back up, hands to your sides, and bend your back knee so that your right foot is in your right hand. Again, if this is very easy, you can take it into your elbow mold. And if you did on the other side, maybe try here as well to do the mermaid pose. For 3, 2, 1, and slowly release. Bend over your thigh again. And then inhale, hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes under, step back into high plank. And then directly shift over your wrist with your upper body, lower down through chaturanga all the way onto the mat. Be as slow as possible. And when you reach the mat, then take your hands on top of each other, elbows pointing outward. Place your forehead onto your hands into a crocodile pose. Inhale, take your hands next to your mat, right in the height of your shoulders, and then lift up into a seal's pose. Inhale here, lifting your chest, maybe looking up, and then exhale, lower back down. This time your right elbow comes to the center of your mat. Inhale up. Exhale, left elbow or left shoulder. Inhale up. Exhale, right. Inhale up. And exhale, left. Inhale up. Exhale, right. One last. Inhale up. Exhale, left. Inhale up. Stay here for 3, 2, 1. And slowly lower down. Place your hands underneath your forehead again. Crocodile pose, Makasana. Maybe wiggle your hips from side to side. And then bring your hands underneath your shoulders and come all the way back towards your heels with your hips into child's pose. Take a few breaths here. Balancing out your spine. Inhale, walk your hands towards your knees. Come into an upright position and then cross your feet underneath your buttocks so that your feet come towards the front. Maybe you need to walk a little bit into the center of your mat so that you have equal amount of mat in front and back of you. And as we are in the element of water today, we are going to lift our legs up into boat pose. You can keep your arms here or reach them up above your head as well. Maybe you want to extend your legs. And then we do some core. So exhale, lower down, arms come to the front, legs straight to the front. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. 3 more. 3, 2, 1. And then one last, and stay here. 3, 2, 1. And lower down all the way into Shavasana. Just one breath here. And then bring your knees towards your chest and rock from side to side a little bit, massaging your lower back here. And then find back stillness, bring your feet onto the mat, your heels as close to your buttocks as available. We start to lift up our hips and our arms above our head at the same time. So with our inhale, lift your hips, lift your arms. Exhale, come back down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. Stay here. Maybe grab your ankles with your hands. And then we come into the lift up again. So inhale, lift up. Come onto your shoulders. Keep the space between your chest and your chin. Keep your inner thighs really engaged. So your thighs are parallel to each other. Stay here for 3, 2, 1. And slowly lower down onto the mat. You can do this one more time, or you come into a Urdhva Dhanurasana. So the wheel pose. We're creating the wheel to, you can either pump the water or whatever your mind wants to imagine right here. If you come into the bridge, of course, that's obvious. The bridge is to get above the water. And the wheel can be something inside the water, can be something, to use the water. So if you do the wheel, then place your fingertips pointing towards your shoulders onto the mat. Your hands or your fingers are widely spread. Your elbows are pointing towards the ceiling. Or they're not falling outward, they're really straight up to the ceiling. And now keep your thighs, again, engaged, so they're parallel to each other, so they're not falling out either. So whatever you do, with your inhale, lift your hips, come onto the crown of your head, and then inhale all the way up into your full wheel. Try to bring your shoulders above your wrists. And breathe, maybe using your Ujjayi breath. And with your next exhale, slowly lower down and all the way onto the mat, the way you came in. Take a few breaths here, take your hands onto your tummy. Feel the breath underneath your hands. And with your next inhale, bring your knees towards your chest. Rock from side to side again a little bit, massaging your lower back here. And then bring your feet back onto the mat, heels as close to your buttocks as possible. Now again, you can do the bridge, or we go into the full wheel. And if you want, you can try to come into your forearm wheel from there. So add a little more step to that. Only if you're comfortable, as I won't explain how to do and what to look for. So only if you know how to do it or you're comfortable of trying to do it, then please try. Otherwise, please don't. So with your inhale, come onto your hands again, lift your hips, come to the crown of your head. Exhale here, inhale, lift all the way up. And then if you want, come onto your forearms into a forearm wheel. Stay here for 3, 2, 1. And then whichever way you want, come out of it again. Slowly, slowly take your feet mat width apart. Let your knees fall inward. Maybe take your hands onto your tummy again. Stay here for a few deep breaths. And then take your knees towards your chest again. Lift your legs straight towards the ceiling. Maybe you can grab your big toes here and bring them a little bit closer towards your chest. Maybe open them up towards the side and then stay here in a wide-legged pose. Kind of like the wide-legged boat pose, but lying on your back. Keep your legs engaged, keep your shoulders on the mat, wherever you are. So wherever you are, start to bend your knees and then open your hips, or if you have them already open, grab your outside of the feet with your hands through the inside of your knees into Happy Baby, Anabalasana. Keep your pelvis on the mat. If you need to grab your shins, then take your shins instead of your feet. The most important part is to keep your hips or your pelvic floor on the mat, as well as your shoulders. And then exhale, release. Slowly bring your knees together. Again, rock from side to side a little bit. We do one last little thing. I'll lift your legs up above your head and then keep lifting them up above your head into plow pose, Halasana. Maybe you need your hands on your lower back or you take them straight to the front. Press the space underneath your eyes into the mat so that you have a space between your chest and your chin. Take a few more breaths here. Enjoy the rounding of your back after all the back bends we did. Maybe lower your knees back down as well into ear pressure pose. And then extend your legs again and slowly, slowly move back down onto the mat. Take a few breaths in this little ball. And now we move into really the last pose of the day. So take your arms straight to your sides, move your hips a little bit to the right, and then lower your knees towards the left. Look up or to your right hand. Maybe take your left hand onto your knee. Take a few breaths here. Again, full belly breaths. Feel the air going all the way into your belly. And then you squeeze it out with your twist. Inhale, come back to center. Again, create a ball with your knees and then take your hands to your sides again. This time, place your hips towards the left and release your knees towards the right. Look up or towards your left hand. Maybe place your right hand onto your knees to deepen the stretch a little bit. Take some deep belly breaths here. Inhale, come back to center. Squeeze yourself into a tiny, tiny little ball. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Maybe lift your head up. Maybe give yourself some kiss on your knees. And then inhale, squeeze a little bit tighter. And exhale, release yourself onto the mat underneath you. Release your legs, release your arms. If you want to grab a blanket to cover you up in the Shavasana, then feel free to do so. Otherwise, relax your whole body into the mat underneath you. Let yourself get very heavy. Let your feel fall outward. Your palms facing the ceiling. Your shoulders get really heavy. Visualize yourself diving into a body of water. It could be the ocean, a lake, or a pool. Whatever comes to you first. As you dive in, notice how the water feels on your face and on your skin. Notice the temperature of the water and the sensations you feel as you dive deeper and deeper into the water. Watch yourself continue to dive deeper and deeper and deeper. Pay attention to how it feels to keep diving deeper into the water. Notice how your body becomes more relaxed and your muscles release. Then you start to ascend and come up to the surface for just enough time to get a deep breath of air. Then you dive back in. Repeat this cycle several times in your mind, surfacing, breathing, and descending again. Take another deep dive, and when you feel ready to get out of the water, start to surface again. This time finding a way to dry land. Notice your transition of slowly getting out of the water, the cool air hitting your skin, the cool earth underneath your feet. As you walk, notice any sounds, smells, or tastes. Notice the sun showing up to warm you, your face, your arms, your entire body, to dry you off. And when you're completely dry, bring awareness back to your breath. Slow inhales through the nose. Slow exhales through the nose. Move your fingers, your toes. Maybe rotate your feet and your hands. Stretch your arms above your head. Make yourself really long. And then bring your knees towards your chest. Then roll onto one side, onto your favorite side today. Maybe you feel like a baby in the womb of your mom, floating in the water in fetus pose. Take a few breaths to find back into your surroundings, into the room. And when you feel ready, press yourself up with one hand into a comfortable seated position. Take your hands to your heart center. Slightly nod your head towards your fingertips and thank yourself for taking the time to move today like water in the ocean, to breathe today like water in the ocean. Namaste. Thank you for joining in today's Element Water. Maybe you want to join me for any other flow tomorrow or any other day. Thank you for joining me today in this beautiful water flow. I hope to see you soon. Namaste.